Zack Snyder may be blacklisted by Warner Brothers right now, but when the ban is lifted, he needs to get Henry Cavill to star in the 300 threequel. Hello viewers. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more videos. Much in the veins of Zack Snyder's 300 and Brad Pitt's Troy, one fantasy action epic starring Henry Cavill gave the actor some serious credibility in the movie business. The 2011 film, Immortals, remains one of Cavill's most overlooked and underrated roles, which has, by now, become quite a cyclical trait of his Hollywood career. Yet, Cavill shined in Immortals as the lead and gave his first starring role in the Greek fantasy epic, a performance that would hold the blueprint of most of his leading action hero roles since then. Despite the near-constant industry sabotage that Cavill has been suffering for the past decade, his reserve of potential makes the fans believe another fantasy epic may be better served with the Superman actor down the line. Despite being a critical dud, the 2011 film Immortals followed an industry-refined formula set by predecessors like Brad Pitt's Troy, 2004, and Zack Snyder's 300, 2006. Those films deliberately exploited a visually stylistic choice of cinematography, especially Snyder's film, putting the gripping tale within the most impressive, eye-catching, and stimulating visionary frame. However, when Immortals followed in the footsteps of 300, the movie suffered for obvious reasons. The plot was overly familiar, the characters lacked sufficient gravitas, the pacing was droll, and the script was typically forgettable. Combined with an unoriginal hero, Theseus, played by Henry Cavill, Immortals suffered due to a lack of vision mixed with unrealistic ambition. However, even with the hopeless script and character arc he was given, Henry Cavill made the best out of his stoic Greek hero. As Theseus, he was by far the best part about the movie, and its most redeeming quality. Not only did Cavill bring out the tragic hero in Theseus, but helped him shine as a wrathful avenger, a vulnerable man in the arms of a woman, or the no-nonsense rival to the slimy villain of the story. If not for Warner Brothers' post-DCU war cry against Zack Snyder, the filmmaker would be well on his way to making his third 300 movie. Already ready with a fully developed script in hand, the threequel was supposed to be the ending to his three-movie vision for the Spartan Swords and Sandals epic. However, as is known far and wide, Zack Snyder and Warner Brothers have not seen eye to eye for quite some time now, and as a direct result of that loss of collaboration, the industry has suffered the loss of some highly anticipated, in-demand, and creatively influential projects, including the incomplete 5-part vision for Justice League, of which only 3 were realized in the DCU. In an interview with the Fourth Wall podcast, Snyder spoke about the 300 threequel that was never greenlit by WB after the DCU fiasco. "I was writing this thing about Alexander the Great, and it just turned into a movie about the relationship between Hephaestion and Alexander. It turned out to be a love story. The concept came out really great. It's called Blood and Ashes, and it's a beautiful love story with warfare. I would love to do it." Considering the bold and epic stylistic choices of Snyder, his profitable and productive bond with Henry Cavill, and the latter's background as Theseus, it would be a shame if Cavill wasn't cast as Alexander in the 300 threequel, should it ever happen to materialize in the recent future. Henry Cavill is expected to return to the MCU as Richard Rider, and it seems likely that he will receive the same treatment as the DCU with Disney. Henry Cavill has been linked with the Nova series that is in the works over at Marvel Studios. The character that the actor might be essaying is none other than Richard Rider, the first Nova. Nova has been a character that fans have wanted to see appear in the MCU ever since Phase 2, but didn't even get a mention despite the Nova Corp being featured heavily in Guardians of the Galaxy, directed by James Gunn. However, the series that is supposed to be produced by Marvel is allegedly going to have Sam Alexander as its protagonist, despite Kevin Feige having name-dropped the first Nova personally. If that is indeed the case, it is almost certain that Henry Cavill's version of the character is going to go the same way as most mentor characters do, as having Richard Rider as an active member of the MCU might disinterest fans when it comes to the story of Sam Alexander.
Cavill was born in Jersey, the largest and southernmost of the Channel Islands, which are dependent territories of the British Crown and are located off the coast of Normandy, France. He is the fourth of 5 sons of Marianne Cavill, née Dalgliesh, a secretary, and Colin Cavill, a stockbroker. The family lived in St. Helier, where Henry Cavill grew up playing computer games with his brothers. At age 13, he left Jersey to attend the Stowe School, a boarding school in Buckinghamshire, England. At Stowe, Cavill developed an interest in acting and participated in school productions, including Grease, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Tom Stoppard's Dog's Hamlet. At age 16, he and his classmates had the opportunity to be extras in the movie Proof of Life, 2000, starring Russell Crowe. While on set, Cavill introduced himself to the recent Oscar winner, who encouraged him to pursue acting professionally. Cavill soon landed a role in Vendetta, 2001, followed by another in Kevin Reynolds' big-screen adaptation of The Count of Monte Cristo, 2002. For the part of Albert Mandigo, Cavill, who has said that he was teased for being overweight as a kid, was encouraged to lose several pounds. In addition, Cavill had guest roles in a number of British television shows as well as supporting parts in the coming-of-age film I Capture the Castle, 2003, and an adaptation of the Celtic romance Tristan plus Isolde, 2006. During this period, Cavill auditioned for several iconic roles, including Superman and James Bond, which ultimately went to Brandon Routh in Superman Returns and Daniel Craig in Casino Royale, both 2006, respectively. Those setbacks led him to consider following in the footsteps of two of his elder brothers and joining the armed forces. In 2007, however, Cavill garnered his first leading role in The Tudors, a cable series following the exploits of Henry VIII, played by Irish actor Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. Cavill portrayed Charles Brandon, a loyal courtier to the king. The series helped make Cavill a familiar face, and during its 4 seasons, 2007 to 10, he also appeared in such films as the adventure fantasy Stardust, 2007, and the Woody Allen comedy Whatever Works, 2009. After The Tudors, Cavill proved his skill as an action star, playing Greek hero Theseus in Immortals, 2011, and the son of a CIA agent, played by Bruce Willis, in The Cold Light of Day, 2012. In 2011, Cavill announced that he had been cast as Clark Kent/Superman in Man of Steel, 2013. He later admitted that he had missed the call from director Zack Snyder offering him the job because he had been playing the online game World of Warcraft. To portray the Man of Steel, Cavill transformed his body, adding so much muscle that he sometimes split the seams of his Superman costume. He also had the opportunity to work alongside Crowe, who played Superman's father. Jor-El Cavill went on to reprise the role in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, 2016, starring opposite Ben Affleck as Batman, and in Justice League, 2017, featuring such DC comic book heroes as Wonder Woman, played by Israeli actress Gal Gadot. In between Superman films, Cavill starred in director Guy Ritchie's big-screen adaptation of The Man from UNCLE, 2015, playing a CIA agent who teams up with a KGB agent, played by Armie Hammer, and in Sand Castle, 2017, portraying a Special Forces captain on a 2003 tour of Iraq. Cavill then played the main antagonist in Mission Impossible Fallout, 2018, the 6th installment of Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible series.